is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
This is only a test.
DJs and MCs. This DJ, he gets down.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to
Two DJs and a mic with your host, DJ Mike.
Is that a timetable?
And DJ JP.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
Give me the mic.
What up, man? What up?
DJs
And an MIC.
Mike.
Yeah, we're waiting on our guest to get in. He's having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, he's having some technical difficulties.
But we're gonna go ahead and just kick it.
But what's up, Jeff?
Man, just life, brother. Trying to survive in this world of DJology.
Okay, well, let's do this here since we're waiting on our guest. He's coming with us, coming from live from New York. So it's a little travel. So he's making his way to the room.
Yeah, he's making his way to the room.
So you said you had something on your mind. So let's see what our topic is. Smoking topic.
Well,
boom, there it is.
It's a hot topic. I've been experiencing it lately, and I have to bring this up. So, been on some Zoom calls. 45-minute rule. We on there with a client, and it just goes away. People, pay for Zoom. Pay for it. If you're gonna be a DJ on there with calls or a professional, go ahead and get you an account. Because, everybody, we got 3 minutes left. Everybody just log back in. Come on, man. You charging somebody thousands of dollars and you can't pay $15 for a Zoom account? Come on, Mike. Come on, man. That's my hot topic. That's horrible. Come on, fellas. Come on, everybody.
I really don't know how to I don't know, bro. I don't know how to take that, man.
Don't use it. Don't use it then, because you think you want me and you talking, and then, or you don't remember, or you don't pay attention, and it just go off. So now you got to text the client, hey, hop back on, my Zoom time ran out. We can just get back on. How that look? Man?
Well, I'm just saying from a professional look, from a business standpoint, I don't think that's a good look.
No.
Because then, like, say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, say we're charging, or you're charging the client, say $2,000 to do their wedding.
Mm-hmm.
and you can't pay a high 15, and you, hey, it's gonna cut off in 2 minutes. I'm gonna send you a link.
Man, I was on one the other day, and I'm just doing it. And
So
everybody logged back in. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, come on, fellas, come on, people, just pay the $14-15 to get you a Zoom account, man, or go to StreamYard. Somebody is free or something, but just that's my hot topic, Mike. You got anything on your mind?
no, well, we got Ray in the room, so I'm gonna bring him in my.
Oh, bring the man on in. Bring him on in. Bring him on in.
I'm gonna bring Ray.
Oh,
Hello?
man.
What's up, DJ Ray?
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, guys? You can hear me?
Yeah,
Man,
we can hear
that's
you.
clear.
Oh, awesome. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. Sorry for the little quick delay. I had to reset both computers because I have two computers here. I have one for streaming and over here for like business and stuff. And then one was acting up. And then you know how technology is nowadays.
Oh yeah, we know. We do this show every week, and what can go wrong will go wrong.
Always at the last second. I came here on time to try to get everything set up. And then, of course, at the last second, the audio wants to cut out and not work. So I had to reset everything. And sometimes that's the easiest fix. Just click the reset button.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes everything go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Most of the time. Not always.
Yeah. Well,
How's everything, guys?
Man,
it's good, man. And
Good, man.
we want to thank you for coming on with us. It's always an honor, to have.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Guys on, especially in the industry. I see some vinyl down there. Yes.
My collection there.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
people on here might not know what that is. So if you don't want to show them, if you want to show one of them, we ain't gonna be mad
What
at
you got over there? Grab some.
Yeah, this.
There's a whole bunch of stuff here.
Just grab some. Don't matter.
Yeah. And
go
seeing
for,
the one thing about vinyl,
newer
guys,
stuff, like-
you have to keep it in place. So there's places for it.
Yep, I got Little Kim, 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, I can
That's
go
a
all the way
record
back.
for those of you that don't know. That's a record. It's a vinyl record.
A record. The actual record.
Record.
I got
Not an MP3, but a
stuff.
record.
a lot of stuff from Capitol Records, Eric B. Rakim.
Man. The classics.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to start organizing a little better because I have it by genre, but I don't have it by year. So I want to kind of get it together. And this is not all of it.
Sound like my hard drive. Yeah.
You know, yeah, the struggle, I guess you could say, right?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah.
Especially today,
yeah.
music comes at you hard and fast. Quick, boy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say the computers are a blessing though because you don't have to break your back carrying 10 crates up
you
the
ain't
stairs.
gotta look through all those records for songs either.
Yeah.
So
You
that
can
mixing
type
is
it
like,
in, type it in.
Oh yeah. It's a beautiful thing because it's nothing like having vinyl and somebody touches one of your records and move it and put it in the wrong place.
oh yeah, and it's a lot cheaper because before you would have to buy doubles of everything. And now you just download one MP3 and just load it on the other side, and you got your doubles.
Oh yeah,
right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember them days.
And
I need
if you
two
want to
involved. Hold on, I need two. Uncle Ricky, come on, man. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
You got to get two of each, especially if you want to like beat juggle or mess around.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so let's jump into it, man. So
Let's get to it.
you're from New York. So how long you been in the business? How did you get in? I read your bio, but just tell everybody in the audience a little bit about yourself, brother.
All right. So basically, born in Harlem, New York. Raised in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Family. Yeah, you already know. East New York. So family, Latin, of course, Ecuadorian, grandparents, Colombian, but the majority of my family is Ecuadorian. But I was raised around this area. You had Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Jamaicans, West Indians, a whole mixture. So I was kind of raised around all different types of music. In the household was predominantly Spanish, and my cousins were very big into hip hop. So just to give you a real quick backstory, I was raised in Ecuador, and I came here when I was 5.5, and I didn't know a lick of English. All I knew was Spanish music, and obviously Spanish. My cousins here from Brooklyn were the ones that put me on to like the Notorious B.I.G., Slick Rick, you know, all the good stuff, Busta Rhymes, even like Coolio back in the day. So they introduced me to the hip hop side of things. I came in, you know, as a little kid growing up to listening to salsa, merengue, cumbia, all the good Latin stuff, I guess you could say. So, you know, I was pretty much exposed to a lot. But what really brought me into DJing was I accredited 100% to the hip hop culture because on my end, I love anything that's on the creative side. So from graphics to visuals to music, anything that kind of gets, you know, those creative juices flowing. But what really put me on to DJing, early in high school, I was making like these mixtapes, but I wasn't actually mixing them. I was just putting together like a mix CD, I guess you could say. And a lot of my friends were like, "You got quite a taste right there for a selection of songs to put together. You ever thought of DJing?" And I was like, "No, not really." I was like, "I just like music and I like putting together, you know, a CD that I think most people will enjoy." But what really threw me over the edge was I went to one of my friend's house and he had 2 turntables. He had a Vestex mixer, and then he had on one side an instrumental, I think from I forgot what album it was, from Notorious B.I.G. And he had the instrumental part. And he was like, "Yo, Ray, you want to check something cool out?" And I was like, "Yeah, go for it." He took out this Peter Pan record, the soundtrack from Peter Pan. And I was like, what are you doing? I was like, what's going? There's no way. He's like, "Check this out." So he was heavy into scratching. He put in I guess, a acapella from a certain part of that Peter Pan like interlude, like a middle part section of the record, and he scratched it in to the, I forgot what beat it was from the Notorious B.I.G. I wish I could remember. And I was just dumbfounded. I was staring at him like,
you was mesmerized.
What are you doing?
You saw the Holy Grail. You were sucked in from that moment on.
He did it for like 2 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. He's like, "What do you thought of that?" I was like, "You just opened Pandora's box." Now I want to know. Now I want to know what I can do with this record and this vocal and even better yet, bring in a Latin song, maybe a Latin thing, and bringing it to forget it. That's pretty much what kind of blew everything up. And then from there, I went with him to the showcases. I started participating in weekly battles around here in New York and in Queens. I started making mixes. I bought my first Vestex mixer. I only was able to buy 1 turntable at the time, but that was more than enough for me, I guess. I would go to his house and practice. And then, to be quite honest, I don't know if you guys ever fell into, like, I guess it's the passion for it, where when we were in the scratch scene, in the turntablist scene, we looked at the radio DJs like, I'm not gonna say sellouts, but like, oh, they don't really know how to DJ. This is real DJing, the battling, doing all the scratching and that being on the, there was always that stigma, unfortunately, and I got caught up. Like, what?
It's funny you say that because there's some DJs I definitely love, and I've only heard a few, but I heard a mixtape from Funkmaster Flex, and he fell from on top of my list or on the list to like the bottom of the list because I'm like, this guy can't DJ, and everything he did, he mixed it in with Funkmaster Flex. I'm like,
well, he screams.
Yeah, he screams. I was like, no. So I was disappointed in that, man. Somebody brought me back a mixtape from New York. I was like, nah, bro, that ain't how we do it. There will be some radio ones that you be like, man, how this guy on the radio, man? I've heard a few things about DJ Envy too.
Envy. There's DJ Clue. It depends. Every time at that era, and I still stick to it to this day. When people are like, "Oh yeah, it's Funk Flex," I go Jazzy Jeff any day.
Yeah, no, definitely Jazzy, man.
And then DJ Scratch,
man. Red Alert. Yeah. So
cool.
Let me ask you a question. You ever heard Capri?
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever heard Capri?
Oh yeah, I DJed with him on my birthday. Believe it or not,
that is definitely he top of the line to me. If you ever get to see him, Jazzy's good, but I saw Capri. Man, he was woo.
Kid Capri was one of my and still is one of my idols that really got me into it, because he was the one that kind of inspired me to get on the microphone. Because one thing was being crazy on the turntables on the decks, and then the other thing is like having a presence. So like when you step in a room and instead of someone speaking on my behalf, like you're speaking for yourself, I guess. And he did that for me. Yeah. Cool. So I get that from him.
Okay. I'm not gonna hog the whole night. Jump in here, Mike. Come on.
Well, I'm just going to kind of go back to the DJing. So what year did you start DJing, and how many years have you been in the game?
So I've been DJing professionally. Well, just DJing overall. Overall. 17 years.
Uh-huh.
So, and I'll throw my age out there. I'm 37. So 17 years.
Yeah, you was a little bit behind here, you know.
Huh?
A little bit behind the ears. Still young in the game, but yeah.
So, like I said, I learn like I said, I like learning every day. I've gotten here. I've learned from all different types of DJs. Like I said, from the Kid Capris to the Q-Berts to the Jazzy Jeffs to the Scratch to, even believe it or not, like I pick little things that, like, for example, Funk Flex does right sometimes, or certain things, because at the end of the day, I feel like you end up transitioning from just the skill set alone, just learning how to DJ, to like the business side of things, of how to market, the presentation. So in the years that I've been DJing, I went from, like I said, different phases, from the hardcore battle scene is only about the skill. We don't have to scream on the mic. We don't have to do nothing like that, to like, oh, there's a business behind this, and oh, you can market yourself, and there's more to it. Or you could always stay in just that route of just just scratching in your bedroom, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
That don't pay no bills.
Yeah, and going from being a battle DJ to more of being a DJ with a business, how was that transition for you?
So the first thing is once I was finished, because I had to finish school. That was one thing for me. I actually graduated from electrical engineering, bachelor's degree in that.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys. My mom was always very stern, like, yeah, you can do all that little fun DJ stuff and go out to the clubs, but if you don't finish school, I'm taking those turntables and throwing them out the window. That was basically the standard. So the discipline was kind of put on the table pretty early. But as I was doing, I was like, all right, am I going to continue, am I going to prove my mom right, that am I just going to DJ in my bedroom for fun, or am I going to be able to make something out of this? So then that's when I really started looking online, seeing what, other, I guess, successful DJs were doing, as far as for example, Qbert, he started branding himself, merchandise, doing online videos, YouTube, and just being out there performing. I was like, all right, there's probably more to this than just making some mixtapes at home. And then it kind of coincided at the same time with the wedding industry. So I have a good number of friends. One of my close friends, DJ Kingspin, he told me, goes, you have like the recipe to be like a pretty good or even great wedding DJ. You have the presence, the presentation, the discipline. You're knowledgeable on the music. You're not just one trick pony, I guess you could say, or just a hip hop DJ, or just a certain or a Latin DJ. He's like, I think you could do really good for yourself in this business. So I gave it a shot, and believe it or not, I started off not even DJing. I started off MCing. But me and him, we worked perfect. And when I was working with other DJs, they were like, yo, you know when exactly to talk, when to say certain things, when not to interrupt. And I was like, cause I know the music. I would surprise people. I was like, by the way, I'm a DJ too. I'm not just an MC. And they're like, oh, no wonder. They were like, exactly. So, when the song or the chorus is coming, or the verse is coming, or transitions are coming, or how to hype a certain drop or a certain part of a song. And I kind of like fit right into like that world of the mobile DJ aspect of the wedding, the corporate side of things. And then eventually I had to pick kind of like, because weddings and clubs, they kind of fall on the same schedule, Friday nights, Saturday nights. So I had to start picking my route. Do I continue chasing promoters, trying to explain to them why, I feel like the money ain't right or the budget ain't right, or take it like a little bit more professional and still do what I do, and take it to kind of in my own hands rather than every week have my fingers crossed that, oh, we didn't do too good this week, so we can't pay you a full amount, or we got you next week, or or how many people you're bringing to the club, and I'm like, you're distracting me from a lot from what I want to do. So it was kind of like obvious. Like I think the wedding route, the corporate route was the better choice. And
I was about to ask you, did you get in the club game at all? But I see you did. So how long did it take you to just fully transition into weddings or corporate? That's
6 years of doing clubs, and then dabbling into the wedding. Because like I said, I started the wedding stuff and the mobile DJ business without like I said, MCing. I wasn't allowed yet to really DJ, I guess, because you mess up someone's wedding, that's someone's company on the line. So I get it. I completely understand. But once I was doing more and more weddings, I was like, I think I could, I think I could do this. I get the formats. It's obviously a lot different than a club, where in the club you get a 3-hour set or 2-hour set. Even if you mess up, drunk people don't understand, or they won't get it. But a wedding, you got, introductions, first dances, cake cutting, bouquet, garter, certain do not playlists. You guys,
you got a lot of stuff. Yeah, you got a lot.
There's a lot on the line, and then you mess one thing up, and then that's all on you, and you're messing up someone's day too.
Yeah.
A club, you could show up next week and do a better set. Put it that way. A wedding, you mess up a wedding, there's no redo. So
you got one shot. Yeah.
So and then I like the pressure, to be quite honest. I thrive under pressure compared to and then I like all the behind the scenes. I started seeing the preparation for a wedding, and what you could offer, which I'm pretty sure will eventually lead to the conversation of like company side of things and the corporate side of things.
Yeah. We're gonna get there. But it took about like a good 5-6 years, I'm gonna say, before I really said, you know what, I'm gonna go this route. And I started doing a lot of less clubs, because I was doing the whole circuit here in Queens, in Manhattan, Atlantic City. I was working behind the scenes on Sirius XM for Shea 45 with Lord Sear. I did the radio in Miami as well. I forgot 90 at that time. It was like 94.4 FM. It was like hip hop, R&B, and Latin, kind of like the Hot 97 of here. And then that kind of started fading out once I started really putting my energy and focus more on, the mobile side of things. I opened up, my own company and stuff like that, and that's where it really took off. So yeah, I would say like 5 to 6 years.
Do you regret that decision?
Not at all, to be quite honest. And then not even just because of the money side of things, but I'm a very pay it forward type of person. So I feel like I was helping a lot of younger DJs, or younger than me at that time, come up like in the club scene, I guess. And now with your own company and with everything you're learning here, I feel like I can help, maybe some younger kids skip. You can't really skip steps, but at least get, learn from, I guess, my mistakes, or maybe speed up the process.
You can prevent them from making the same mistakes you did if
Correct.
they listen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tough part sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they want to go from 2 to 7 and skip 3, 4, and 5 and 6. So yeah.
Unfortunately, no shortcuts.
Yeah, when does wedding season start in the tri-state area? Are y'all into your wedding season already, or?
Yeah, we normally start around like mid-April, end of April, depends. Now after everything with COVID, I feel like it started a little earlier because some contracts spilled over. I think some people are just ahead of the curve. I guess they were booking 2 years in advance because they didn't know if we were going to get another shutdown or something was going to happen. But typically towards the end of April, once you're in May, like now it's moving.
So how many
like
do y'all? How many y'all do a month? What's the size?
This week I have 4.
Oh,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Actually 5. And believe it or not, a wedding on a Monday.
we
This
believe
week.
it. We do them on Tuesday,
Yeah,
Wednesday,
I got
Thursday.
one. I have one on this Thursday.
Yeah, and the one guy that's doing something for me, he has one today on a Tuesday.
I've had, I'm telling you, I've had and sometimes in the day. I expect nothing less at this point, but you know, I have friends who are not DJs and stuff, and they're like, "Who gets married on a Monday?" I go,
That's what my mother says all the time. Who gets married on a Sunday evening?
A
Or
budget.
I was like,
on Wednesday. That's
A
prayer
budget.
meeting day.
that's that off peak rates.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's cool. So when does it end? When do y'all shut? And what do you do when it shuts down? Or do y'all still have something to do? You do corporate, or what do you do?
Corporate. So it spans from May. I'm gonna say May. I'm not gonna really include April because it's just like it's kind of light. But May all the way to September, I would say. Towards then we got weddings here and there like in October, maybe November, but it's not like how it is in May, June, July, and August where you may have 3 to 4 to 5 a week. It's more like 1, 2, like, you know, you could see at the calendar how it phases out from like having a busy schedule to like, oh, it's sporadic. But we fill in. Yeah, go ahead.
So how do you cover those down months? Because we only have maybe 2 down months here, January, February, and maybe into March. Because it's kind of funny, and here in Texas, well, other places where it's warm, you know, wedding season starts in March and it goes till November. Well, October, November, and then you know everything December, Christmas party, corporate, and then January, February, your schools, your homecoming dances for us. We got all kind of stuff to fill, corporate events. Thank you parties, you know, whatever. So how do you feel those and what do you feel them with?
So starting in October is when we start hitting like holiday season.
Uh-oh, we lost you.
We lost you. We can't hear you.
Volume went out.
Hello?
Yeah. You're back.
There we go. Sorry about that. So in October through December, I would say, and even January, you got holiday season. So we got school events, corporate events, boat parties, believe it or not. Stuff with hospitals. So it gets filled in, and then I do a lot of destination weddings too. That's another thing. So they fly me out. I go. So for example, this year in August, I'm in Mexico. September again in Mexico. October in Colombia. November, I actually go out to Arizona. And then in December, I'm back in Mexico. And sometimes I go out to Miami, Florida. So between destination weddings, corporate, schools is a lot.
I'm about to call you Mr. Worldwide. I'm about to call you Mr. Worldwide.
Wow. That's pretty cool, man. That's good. So,
because I was worried too. I would get worried too. At the beginning, I was like, what am I going to do in October or November? What's going to happen?
Do you plan out or do you try to hit those clients at a certain time to try to get you guys booked up through the rest of the year?
Yeah, and then a lot of it is also word of mouth. Believe it or not, they just the inquiries come in. They were like the destination weddings really opened it up to fill in those gaps because I wasn't expecting it to happen that quick or at first, but I did the first one in Mexico years ago, and it was funny. It was for a couple from Texas, and they were from Houston, so. You know, I had to play Pimp C and a lot of the down south stuff. It was a great time. And then from there, it was just like
outside. Yes.
From there, they were like, "Listen, we're gonna tell people about you. We're gonna, give me your card." And then, from there, it was one person referring to the other person, and then one person knew a company that works with a certain hotel, and then
it's word of mouth, man. You do good work, brother. You can. Yeah, that's what it takes. Just do good work. Head down, butt up, and just putting in the work and make sure you don't mess up nobody's day.
No, and then the work is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing like that word of mouth. It's nothing like somebody becoming brand ambassadors for you.
Personal testimonies.
Yes.
Because because if you sell yourself, then it's almost, I'm not gonna say like bragging, but it's like, pick me rather than someone saying, no, I've heard this guy, I vouch for him, he does great work, and I wouldn't be recommending him. He did my family's event or he did my wedding, so I wouldn't be steering you in the wrong direction.
Oh yeah.
And I prefer that rather than having to like do a sales pitch like, oh, tell me why you're a good DJ. I'd be like, it's just uncomfortable for me to even try to do that, have that conversation. I'll have it, I'll explain, but I just don't want to start bragging like, oh, I could do this and I can do that. And
so with that being said, how do you sell your guys? Is it word of mouth on them too?
Everything's something that I brought to the table big time for this for LB Productions was social media, videos. I've told the DJs, get out there, put raw footage out there, a little less edited and scripted stuff, and just be confident. If you know how to mix or you know how to do certain transitions or mixes, just put it online so people can see it. And that's been our number one, seller. A lot of the couples, a lot of the clients that come up to us, the first thing they say is, I saw so-and-so on your Instagram. I like his vibes. I like his style. I like his music. Can I get in touch with him? We would like to have him DJ our event. And
I hate to hog up all the questions. So how long are these clips? Like, so what do they put, like 2 tracks together, or they hear him talking, or what are you? I'm about to start following you because we just connected. Brian connected us, so
that's my guy.
I could have tried to call you when I was up there, but man, my spouse had my schedule. It's completely.
I get it. I'm also over here running up and down, and Brian knows. It's
he'll
like I said,
brag on you, man.
No, that's my brother right there. That's family.
I met him the first time me and him had a conversation. He did never talk you up, and
always appreciate it.
Yeah, so that's good. But so you do like 30-second clips, or what do y'all do as far as like putting them out there? Are they on YouTube or are they on Instagram or what?
A lot of it lives on Instagram because I feel like I tried the YouTube route of doing like 3, 4, 5 minute videos. Mm-hmm. Those are good if you want to I guess put it on a TV, let's say, while you're doing a meeting. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, people are like, if you notice, everyone's attention span now is 30 seconds,
7 seconds,
a minute.
Yeah,
but if you keep
little clips of a mix or them saying something, okay.
So a lot of like either a transition or just like highlight. I would say highlight like in stories. If you know how like in Instagram stories work, is like next, the same thing as TikTok.
Yeah,
like if you put together, let's say 15 clips, 15 seconds each of, let's say you mixing real quick, like you were playing, let's say 90s hip hop and then into 2000s and Latin music, like the person's like clipping that going, he's hitting all the bases. He's playing all the songs I love. I heard this. The crowd, that's what I want for my wedding. Now I don't like to spoil the whole thing, because then I'm like, then you kind of heard everything, but it gives them just enough that they're like, you hit all the right points.
Now, when have you ever done a show the same way? When does it ever allow you, when you look out there among your audience, that you can play the same song back to back to back? Because every audience is different, so you can't hit them. You probably never can hit them the same way.
So even if I give them one mix, it's not going to be this, unless you think I'm playing that same mix in every wedding. It's it's not gonna work out. And even sometimes the order of songs too, like. You could play for example, Little John record and go into, for example, I don't know, a Latin track. And then on the next wedding, you can still play those 2 tracks, but completely different order, and drop it at a completely different time. Although you did play the same song, it could give just a different feel, just because, every crowd is different. Every, pretty much wedding
go
is
back
different.
to your question. We'll get Brian next. He's trying to hog up the show. We ain't gonna let Brian in here.
Well,
I see it right there.
Let him ask his question, and then I'll
go ahead. Now, Brian, he's trying to steal the show, man. So
go
ahead. Is there a change? Go ahead, Mike.
Is there a change in the DJ industry where DJ companies are leaning toward being in-house services for for big productions versus outsourcing?
What are you doing on that? Are you doing a lot of big production, right?
So yeah, so we collaborate and we team with like two sound rental companies, another company that does three actually other companies that do like the LED robots, the party cannons, staging, big staging like for like festivals. So we're collaborating a lot of the outsourcing now, although in-house we have our own equipment as far as trusses, lighting, special effects, but it's helped the company grow and scale much bigger by kind of collaborating rather than gimme. I could do everything myself and save the money and just do it myself. Because like what we touched base on earlier, word of mouth is probably the biggest thing. So that company, we bring them business like, hey, listen, we're doing like something we just did in Flushing Meadow Park by Citi Field this on Mother's Day. We brought in one of the sound companies to do basically the RCF line arrays, the tent, the booth, everything. And we brought in like the controllers, the DJs, and they bring us business because now they want to get the work for like, let's say the audio aspect of things. Like, oh, we have all this equipment, but they don't have the DJs. And vice versa. So they'll go, hey, I got this outdoor event. They need 2 DJs. We're the first ones they call. So they're like, yo, I need 2 of your guys. It's this day. And then vice versa. Like, we got this contract for this outdoor festival, but we don't have the equipment to power something that big. So we bring them in.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Outsourcing is expensive, but you just got to pass it on to the client.
And also,
correct.
You touched on a real good an important part. If you can get past trying to eat up everything and look at the bigger picture, because you can only eat so much. And if you don't learn how to duplicate yourself or make yourself bigger than what you are, then you're going to always be eating at the same place. And,
correct.
And that plate will never get bigger. But if you can learn how to share and just, work with someone, you allow yourself to do some events that you may never have the opportunity to do.
Yep.
And you start to expand your reach.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I just outsourced a big gig for a fireworks show to a company. I was going to try to do it myself. I said, no, this is going to be too much. So now the DJ has to do is come and plug and play. We ain't got to drag no generators. We don't have to drag 10 speakers. They're going to do all of that. They said, okay, we'll pay it. I'll pay the DJ. But in the past, I probably would have tried. If I was going to be here, I probably would have tried to do all of that myself because I'm just, I just feel like I can do it. But why do that when you can, get somebody else to do it? And then the crazy thing, like you said, so he called me the next day, Jeff, I got 2 events. Would you like to DJ one of them for me? I got 2 things. So now he's already calling me, giving me business. I was like, wow. So it worked real quick. So yeah, you're right. That's a good way to build another stream of people sending you work too.
And it's nothing like going to just patch in.
Yeah.
I like it.
You said the key word, business.
Yeah.
You said that's basically what it really is, because at the end of the day, like I guess I would assume you guys are partners together in a business. If not, it would just be one person doing everything.
Hey,
like I'm gonna do everything by myself.
I want you to get your question in, Mike. Then we'll get to Rally Rail. The other question you had. So what is your go-to music and why? It's probably we probably know the answer, but go ahead. What is it?
Hip hop. I got it. It has to be hip hop. Hip hop first, and then after hip hop, I like reggaeton and dancehall. So those are anything with the drums and gets you moving. That's my go-to.
Cool. All right, what's DJ Rally Rail's question, man? Have you found DJing out of country lucrative, or would you rather stay in the States? I'm trying to get gigs at resorts or other islands to expand my brand and reach. Please answer that one, because I would like to know. Well, it depends on who you're dealing with. So if you're not dealing with, they should know you got to pay money to send you, so take you somewhere.
So that's like a double-ended sword. So I get I get I get my pay, for example, my rate is usually a little higher than what I would get paid, let's say, to, for example, to DJ here for a wedding. Now, I still think it comes out much more expensive on their end because not only they pay me my rate, they got to pay for like my hotel and the flight. So with that being said, it depends also when it lands, which is probably the key decision maker for me. So like if it lands on a Saturday and they need me to be there from, like, let's say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're taking away from me the opportunity to do a gig on, on Friday, on Sunday, or maybe even a double header on Sunday.
Mhm.
But on the other end of things, something that I feel like, and I've learned more recently, that you get caught up in is work, 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 and like sometimes not to like just take a second and go, wow, this is pretty cool. So sometimes I take it also besides the pay or the experience, because if you think about it, they're almost paying for half of your experience. They're paying for your hotel stay, they're paying for the flight. And if you want to come out of pocket, let's say, and just make a little mini vacation out of it, number one, you don't know who you're gonna meet out there, which I learned by going out there. If you don't go out there, you won't learn. And number two, you get something out of it, like you get to travel somewhere. Like, for example, I've never been to Arizona, so when I get to go there, I'm experience that, number one. And like you said, sometimes meeting people, you get to experience and do things you probably would never have gotten to do.
What city you
Instead
going to? Yeah, go ahead.
Phoenix.
Okay, all right.
Phoenix. But I've never been. But like I said, and then who knows who I'm gonna meet out there, who I'm gonna talk to. And then even if I walk away, even let's say if I just break even, I end up spending somehow my money that I made DJing. What's gonna come out of that in the long run is gonna pay tenfold than, you know, trying to run back home with like a couple $100 in my pocket and then forgetting about that event. Like, oh, I went out there, I didn't care, it's no big deal. So like I said, it's a double-ended sword. Like, it is lucrative in the sense that you are gonna get paid. Like I said, I think the experience itself is worth more than what you're actually gonna get paid just to DJ. And you're gonna take that with you.
Let me ask you a question, because I have done a few in state, but not out of the country. So
Yeah.
I heard Mexico was kind of tough because they want to use their own people or they got their own little setups. But do you send your own stuff, or you renting, or how are you doing it when you go to Mexico and places like that?
All right, so Mexico's a little tricky because they have
Yeah.
let's just say they have a business over there
Yeah.
that they have on lock when it comes to all these resorts that
Yeah.
are run by a certain number of people. We could just leave it at that. And
Yeah,
then
I get
as
you.
far they'll push their like house DJ, but you could get away with numerous times to go, look, we're bringing in our own DJ. So if you don't let me use my own DJ, then it's a make or break deal. The resort's not gonna lose that money.
Yeah.
But they're gonna say, all right, but you have to use our
Quit.
in-house equipment company, which for the most part I've never had issues with. They always they have decent, very decent and nice systems. So it's usually in-house for them, and it's much easier because think about it, you don't want to be carrying on an airplane speakers or subwoofers or mixers and coffins and
Yeah.
it's too. I actually prefer. Look, it's out of my hands. You're gonna pay the contract with the venue or the resort over there. I'm just gonna show up. The most I've ever brought with me is like a Pioneer 1000 SRT controller because they were gonna provide me with some raggedy little I
SB2.
forgot. Not even like a new mark, something that I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm doing a wedding with that. I'll bring my own. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I will not be on a picture with that.
That's your brand too. That's imagine like,
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
DJ Ray from New York's here with that. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, like
One of the little $89 ones, like Jorge got.
They probably just picked it. They probably
the
picked it up from
little
some
triangle.
electronics store.
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
you
no,
said that one of the channels don't work.
Well, really, Rail, you know who to reach out to, DJ Ray, if you want to learn about getting into the traveling business, man.
Yeah, hit me up.
Listen.
Like I said, I have experience, and this year I'm gonna be out there moving around a lot. So I'm gonna learn more stuff, like how, for example, Phoenix moves, or I already did Miami. It's the same thing. You're gonna just want to reach out to your local. And that's another thing. Once again, I already built a relationship with the sound company in Miami. So they were like, yo, you did amazing work. We're gonna keep an ear, out for you. If they need DJs, we already know the guy to call. And I'm like, there you go. I was like, there you go. So I'm selling my brand is selling itself out there without me having to do much on my end over here, just because you built that relationship with them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's what crosstalk is all about to me, building relationships and connecting folks. Because when I came and did a wedding in New York, do you know Jeff Kwan that owns Canal Street Music? Canal Street
Hi-Fi?
The DJ store?
The Canal Hi-Fi in Canal Street, by the
so
in
I did
Chinatown.
a wedding. I met him in Vegas. He put all my stuff in, brought all the speakers. All I had to do was bring my controller and a laptop. And DJ, at the Hampton, what is it, Inc., whatever, Hampton 48 on Hudson, on the rooftop.
Hudson, yeah.
So, I mean, it's connections, man. Like you say, making connections, making relationships, building relationships, and just making those connections, and people will take care of you. So next time I'm calling you, though.
No, I'm out. Like I said, however I can help. I'm always down to network, expand, and meet. And that's why I'm here.
Yeah, I've done like 3 DJs out of New York that have come and done weddings here. They've really controlled the speakers and full setup for me. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. I have a question for you. So, how do you feel about practicing your craft, and what does that mean for you?
Well, first, it keeps me sharp. I'll tell you that much. Number 2 is just, like I said, I genuinely like DJing. I know it sounds cliche, like, do your do what you love, but I genuinely do. Like, once again, this setup here is my kind of zen go-to. Just have fun, and you come up with ideas, and at the end of the day, is a performance. So, like, whether you play sports, if you're not in the gym shooting, your free throws, and it's gonna show on court on game day.
Yeah.
So, can't fake it. You can say all you want, but if you don't put in the work, come that game time, the whole crowd's gonna see it and go, this guy hasn't been practicing. But for me, like I said, it's just genuinely fun. Like I said, I come from scratches and beat juggling and mixing and putting all these things together, and then now with all these new features on these mixers that you can, like, with stems now and Serato.
Oh, bro,
that just opened up a whole new thing for me.
Whole new world, baby.
That's
You're producing now. You're basically almost producing on the fly.
You can do almost anything. Now you don't have to cut a record down to hear the crowd. You can just take out the vocals and let them.
Or if you always wanted that Jackson 5 acapella, well, now you might have it.
Yeah, you're right. Because I've always wanted a wobble acapella.
There you go. Now you can make one.
Yeah, you can make it to any
and on the fly.
Yeah, so it is just wonderful. So they keep coming up with more and more stuff, and people don't realize how easy it is now, or how, like you say, breaking your back, toting records. Hey, just grabbing them turntables was breaking your back with them flight.
Yeah, I embrace technology, and like I said, and then at the end of the day, you just have to have fun. Have fun with what you're doing. When when you see a DJ up there, when you see someone genuinely having fun at what they're doing, like, it rubs off on you. You go, wow, that guy. I want to have as much fun as that guy right there. I want to. That's the guy I want at my wedding. Like, he's having a good time. I don't want a DJ up there all pissed off. Like, when does his wedding end? I want to get out of here. Like, I don't want.
Yeah, definitely. And you're right, because they can tell if you're not having fun. They can show on your face. You come up there to ask for a song, you almost bite their head off.
Yeah, they take it as a job, and they're just like, I'm just counting the hours to get out of this wedding.
You have to enjoy the 6-hour weddings or 8-hour quinceañeras or whatever.
But I think it's important. We live in a time where most people that work a job, they hate what they do, and
majority.
I would say that's even in our industry. Depending on why you're doing what you do. And we have people that they hate when people come and ask them for a request. They hate the fact of what they got to do, how long the event is. And that means that you're doing something for me for all the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. If you don't love what you're doing, why are you doing it? The money is not good enough.
Mm-mm. Like, look what you guys are doing. You guys put together a podcast that you technically didn't have to do.
No.
For example, I'm here, for example, speaking with you guys, and in reality, I have no obligation, for example, to do any podcast. But
No.
you do it for the love of it. You do it for like the
Yeah.
culture behind it, and trying to like speak with people and try to put the information out there. By the end of the day, no one has to really do anything. But once again, the passion itself speaks volumes.
Yeah, we love. I mean, I love it because I build new relationships. I get new ideas because every week I learn something on here and it just take away nuggets. And okay, I can go incorporate that. You shared some stuff tonight that I'll probably go back and listen to and put a little notebook on it. And then like Relly Rail last week with his SWOT analysis for reviewing every event he does, where he goes back and review everything, how I could did better, all that. So you're right, man. We don't have to do this, but we do it because we want to grow the industry, make it better than how we found it. That's my whole goal, to equip and empower, make it better than how we found it. I want it better than what it was when I got here. I don't want people hiding records and putting tape over the record and talking about, I don't know where I got that from, man. You're going to have to figure that out, So you know how crazy it was. You probably didn't have to deal with that, but we had to deal with stuff. You'd be somewhere, hey, man, what song is that? Man, I don't know. You got to figure it out,
Or they gatekeep certain records. They'll have acapella and be like, can you share that? Nope, I'm the only one that has this acapella. Be like, all right, fine. I guess you're the only one who's going to be able to play it then. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the way they are.
I know how that goes.
Yes, we all do. Yep. Mike, what else you got in your bag over there?
Well, Really Real One wanted to know your IG handle, and he said
we're gonna get those at the end.
Pick your brain on some things out.
That's right. It's right there. Just it's Ayore, at Ayore. So I try to brand it across the board to keep it simple.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
for you, Jeff.
Is at Ayore, AYOREY. Let me make sure. Hold on, that I didn't put any.
No, you good. I just put it in there. Hopefully,
it should come up.
Yeah, I just put it up too. Yeah, and we'll put him in the group or something, man. He's in the group now, so you can hit him in the group too.
Yeah, appreciate it, you guys, for bringing me in.
What was the question, Mike?
Yeah, I don't know if he had answered this question, but
how many members on your team, man? How big is your family, your team?
The principal team, LB Productions, we got 1, 2, 3. We got about, the core group is 12. That's like the core group. And then obviously everyone is affiliated as well with the company, but the core people are about 12. So there's Eddie, Carlos, Matt, me. And even, believe it or not, Brian initially started with the company.
I don't
when he was here. He was before he moved. I met him afterwards. I met him once he was out in Texas.
Oh, okay. He said I'm a stepson. But I mean, he's really proud of what you're doing, man, because he tried to sell me on production and doing stuff and renting equipment, and I think he was trying to set a production company up out here for you on this end, which is which is good. But I mean, he's a good guy. Family's come around, and we're gonna be collaborating on some stuff. But good guy, man. I like Brian. He chased me down until we hooked up.
That's family for me now. So that's my guy out there. I'm a stepson. This guy.
He's been getting on me every week. Man, when you gonna have McGowan? When you gonna have McGowan? I said, man, we trying to get it done, brother. Stuff just don't always fall how you want it to fall.
Oh yeah. It's
so
life.
Here's another question. I'm gonna go ahead and ask this, Mike, and the celebrity question. So you just told us you did your birthday party with Kid Capri. You ever DJ for any celebrities, anybody's birthday party, anything like that?
What's crazy is that my one of my first like real clubs in Manhattan. I DJ'd in well, it's closed now, but it was called HK Lounge right next to in the Meatpacking District. And then I went in there. They had women freaking coming out of the ceiling, and it was a big deal, right? But I didn't know what I was stepping into because I went in there, and I just started DJing. And I just remember I ended up coming to find out about an hour in that it was Hugh Jackman's birthday.
Oh wow!
And then was Gold. I forgot his from GoldenEye. He was also there, and then that was probably like the first like celebrity event that I did. I also DJ'd a boat party for the cast of The Walking Dead. I don't know if you the show on AMC.
Yeah, my son
Um,
loves that show.
so I've done a couple cool events out there. I've done like I said, corporate gigs, app launch parties. Um, but probably that would be the one that stands out for me, was because he came up to the DJ booth and I was like, oh, I was like, it's Wolverine. I blanked out and I forgot his name for a second. I was like, oh, it's Wolverine from the X-Men.
Wolverine, that's who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was his birthday, so that was pretty cool.
So when you've done these events, and you realize the atmosphere, did that change your approach?
Great question.
I was a little nervous, to be quite honest with you, because you always you're human, you second question yourself, like, all right, I'm coming in here. You kind of had like sort of a game plan. You're like, but then now you come to find out, is this so and so's birthday, or so and so the cast of a certain shows here? You're like, and I just kind of like, hey, listen, I guess I was brought here for a reason. So why switch it up and become something I'm not? And then let's say if I switched up my style, or I did something different and actually messed it up. And let's say, you know, so and so went and told the management team, like, yo, this DJ, why did you guys recommend this guy? And then I'm gonna regret, like, damn, maybe I should have just stuck with my guns and why I was hired in the first place. So I didn't switch my approach, but I was definitely second guessing myself. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I have an additional one for you. You said a couple of things. You said your game plan. So when you do an event, do you go in with a game plan? And with that game plan, if something happens, how do you approach that?
So depending on the event, so if it's a corporate event or if it's a wedding, typically we always do, obviously, like planning meetings and stuff. So you kind of go into these events where, like, okay, you know, let's say, for example, corporate event, they'll say, like, look, this is what we're looking for. This is the type of energy or vibe we're going for the night. So you start, like, in your head, kind of like rehearsing, like, all right, so certain music or certain ways I'm going to approach a certain set. I'm not going to go like crazy energy, or I'm not going to go this route because that's not like the vibe they're going for. But I have, well, actually numerous times, I've gone to weddings, for example. I'll use weddings since it's like more frequent, where the bride and groom will be like, you know what, we don't really want like too much crazy hip hop or too much of this or that. Keep it a little bit, you know, more on the, let's say, house side or the pop side. And then I walk in, and I usually use cocktail hour as like the measuring stick. I go in there, I'm looking around, I'm like, and then even with the playlist that we play at cocktail, I throw in little things that, you know, like a test. And I see people, like, you know, when you get that, like, oh yeah, jamming, or they're walking into the reception hall and they're like, oh, this is a party. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to go this route, although they told me not to. And then it works out. And then they were like, oh, how did you know? And I'm like, you know, because sometimes the bride and groom, they're not a DJ, so they're, you know, they're going into it.
Say it again.
The couples are not, unless they are, or unless one of them is a DJ, but for the most part, they're not. So they come into, and I would only assume is their first time getting married. So they're going into an event not knowing anything. So they're just like cooking up ideas in their head of, I think it's going to be this way. I think this is going to work. I think this music is going to, and you're like, you know, there's a reason why you're hiring us, because we do this weekly. Let me help you on this. But you still, you know, you still have to cater to what they want. You can't just be like, oh, I know better than you. But you're definitely going to incorporate what they want, but you're going to go into the crowd going, you look around, you go, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. And you already know that in the back of your mind. You're like, oh, I know exactly how the first set I'm going to hit them with. So that's like that game plan that come in. But I have had to pivot several times, because I've had the other way around sometimes. Like, oh, play whatever you want. My crowd's going to party it up. My friends are going to be there and it's going to be crazy. And then I go in there and there's only like one table of their friends. And then everyone else is like family or someone older. And I'm like, oh, I can't play hip hop all night or stuff like that. It's not gonna work. I gotta hit them with some classics and so
But that can still be fun though. That can still be fun.
Oh no,
yeah.
You still turn it up, but I mean, like the vision that they had you go into an event like, oh, there's about to be a whole bunch of 30 and 20-year-olds, and then it's only one table, and you're like, wait, what happened to all your friends? Like, those are all my friends. Like, oh, okay, well, they're not gonna hold down the party the whole night, so
how to change the game plan.
What do you think about this? So, coming from vinyl, when we did vinyl, there's only so many records that you could carry. So when you're doing an event with vinyl, you have to damn near be spot on. So now in today's time, with having, an external hard drive, and some of us, we have the internal hard drive that's big enough. How do you feel about when some people may still take on that mindset, even though they've never used vinyl, and they take a couple of things, but say you're in a situation where you said, sometime I have to pivot. Yeah. You can't pivot because you don't have the information that you need to pivot.
Okay. What do you mean? Like from the crowd itself, or?
Where if you're going to pivot, you have to have the music available to pivot.
Yes.
And if, say, you're still thinking in the sense of, I got 5 record crates, and if I don't have it, I don't have it. And you can't pivot.
Yeah, but let's hope nobody's showing up without having a B and a C and a D. I mean, I think most of us have enough music to pivot.
Well, some of us, we only use what we think we need based on the information that we got from the client. And I think sometime when we do that, we set ourselves up for failure because he made a valid point.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I would say out of 100%, you may have 0.2% of clients that are really musically inclined to the point of being a DJ. So
I've had those,
more than likely, you're going to have to go outside of the box of what they ask you.
Yeah.
And if you trusted them, you just signed your death certificate.
I hope not, but yeah, it could be ugly. Really Real had a question real quick because we What is the hardest crowd you had to DJ for?
Christian crowd. Because they're very limited on what songs you can play. And even the songs that you think, I think this is safe. One sentence, one phrase, one word away from the whole crowd looking at you like
you can be ostracized.
Yes.
Like what is this guy doing? Like, get him out of here. Like, who hired him? So
that's a good one.
And then I had one of the hardest one was where half the crowd, like I think it was her family, they were very religious. They were churchgoers, and the other crowd was, we want to party, turn up, want to take shots, and I'm just like, all right, how do I balance this one? Fortunately, that only happened one time, and I like that was one of those events where you were just counting the minutes of like. We're just skating by this one, like it's but hopefully if you do your proper, like I said, planning meetings and research. And something, to be quite honest, that I learned too with having the business is you can't do everything. Although you want to, you have to set yourself aside and be like, look, this is my brand, and we've done it now. So a lot of like Christian weddings, we respectfully we actually know another company that has like DJs that specialize in like, Christian weddings, religious music. And we usually just tell them, look, these are the kind of the guys, and this is the company you want to go for. All due respect, because they're more, I guess they have more knowledge on the music you guys like. And also, and it ties back into the word of mouth. If let's say you do a great, which we have, you do a wedding, a Christian wedding, and you do great, they're going to go, oh, we're booking you for like the next 3. We have and then next thing you know, now you're doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then if you're promoting also on your brand, on your website, that you do those type of weddings, then you're also gonna have to make sure that you have the correct personnel and the people to do those type of weddings. And then now you got yourself into that rabbit hole of all right, now we're doing all these type of weddings, and you may not have the manpower for that. Let's say you could do it, but then now are you confident in sending any one of your DJs to go and do the other three now that you booked? I'd rather.
I've been in that.
If you're not comfortable, then I wouldn't advise it, because that's your brand, that's your name, that's your reputation on the line.
Yeah, I've been in that situation with one of the guys that worked with me, and what I did to avoid that, I created a list and I told him, do not deviate from that list. Mm-hmm. Today, you can't think. This list will do all the thinking for you. Do not get any bright ideas, because they're gonna hang you up on the cross.
Now I have a question. For you guys. Okay. So do you guys are you guys in your business with your company? Are you like, your goals is it more like volume of work that you're trying to do a year, or is it are you trying to like be more zoned in on, like, let's say a certain select niche of weddings or events that you want to do?
I'll let you answer first, Jeff, and then
go ahead. You go ahead.
Because I'm a little curious on.
I'm gonna go first. Okay. In the past, it was everything that I could eat that was on the plate that was in front of me. Now, I'm starting a game plan in November. This is what I need to do to make what I need to do to live on. So now it's a game plan. I only want to do so many, or fit in so many media at a certain rate, and everything, I'll sprinkle in some for my church or other folks that ask me, but really and truly, I just want to do a certain number to pay the bills and cushion. So I don't want to kill myself trying to do 300 weddings or, doing 400 weddings like I used to.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. For me, as far as the niche, I don't really have a niche. My niche changes from year to year. So one year I may do a ton of weddings. One year I may do a ton of corporate events. So it kind of changes, but I'm in the same ballpark that Jeff is in as far as doing too much. It's like me and Jeff was talking today. I have Thursday, I have Friday, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. And it's like, dude, what I'm saying to myself, man, I'm going to be dead, last week, and it's, so I'm getting to the point to where it's like, man, I can't do all of this like this all the time. I love to do it, and it's more so my love for it, but still I got to pace myself, because this is a marathon and not a sprint.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we're learning. The current company that I'm in, we only been out here 3 years. So, I'm trying to, you're learning to get better at how you do everything, and not just keep, chasing every rabbit or skirt that comes by. And we've got to the point where we start turning down stuff, or because we completely got out of the Cold Sparks game, just to say something, because of all the rules and regulations, and we don't have anybody with a license. So there's no need to be playing Russian roulette out there, burn up somebody's facility, and it causes problems. So we've learned the things that you can't do, or you shouldn't do, or you're not legally doing. Don't be doing it. That's just one. But somewhere. But you gotta know your lane. And like you say, you can get pigeonholed into, okay, they're the religious DJs, or they're the Indian DJs, or they're this. So which is not a thing for Indian weddings, or because that's 3 days or however many days. That's good money with them Indian weddings. But you know what I mean? You don't want to get pigeonholed into one thing. You want to be versatile, and that's why I try to tell everybody, versatility on your website. Show not just black, not just white. Show that you can do almost anything. And we have so many different people marrying each other today. So you have to, as a DJ, you got to be versatile anyway.
Yeah, New York, for sure.
Well, Texas too, brother.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
I've yet to go. I'm dying to go out there. I'll be there actually. I'm gonna drop out there in the summer. I'm gonna take a couple of days to come out.
Okay.
So I'll make sure to let Brian know. Reach out to you guys. Probably grab lunch or something.
Yeah,
we'll
just chop it up.
We'll do that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
And I like Brian's what he said. He said his analogy is a bride and groom provides the paint, and we DJs are the artists, and we create the beautiful portrait for their event. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better.
But
yeah.
All right, so we have to be respectful of the time. If anybody else don't have anything else, we're gonna wrap it, clap it, slap it. I see one more though. What about adding live music aspects to your DJ? Sylvester. Yeah, Sylvester, we're gonna try to get you in, brother. We got a saxophonist. He's dying to work with one of us at a wedding, but I just hadn't had the right couple where I can put in. Sylvester, I got you, man. I'm gonna get it done.
So
get the right
got the media?
Huh?
He got videos?
Oh, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's raw.
Yeah, he's good.
Because we're able to sell over here. We're able to push and sell the live, like the percussionists, steel pan players and stuff. Because once people see how they're incorporated in the actual event, people love it. They like it. They hear it. They go, yeah, that's nice. I like that. If they do it solo videos, like if it's just a video of like, let's say them by themselves, just playing in a room, for example, it doesn't work. I feel like the couple needs to, or the client needs to see them in the environment so they can get the full picture of like, oh, that's how that works. That's how that sounds together. I like that. I want that.
Yeah, and I know it can work because I've probably seen somebody about, Jana, do it a few times.
Jason Jana?
Yeah, he did it at a conference with a violinist and a percussionist, and I got to do that. I got to do that. So
once you see it in action,
you gotta have the right couple. I can't just bring it out on Quiet Sally and little, Becky, or they just won't feel it. Like say Deshauna and
they won't value it.
Yeah, they won't value it. So we're gonna get you hooked up, Sylvester. I got you coming, brother. I'm gonna do something with you. And quality over quantity. Yes, sir. Yes. And add little things to your stuff. So do y'all offer any specialty stuff? Anything? Any photo booths, lighting? Well, production company, so of course.
So we got intelligent moving heads. We got dancing on the clouds. We have CO2 cannons. We have 360 photo booths, mirror photo booths, open air photo booths, cold sparklers, LED robots.
Oh, okay.
The whole gamut, and believe it or not, like now we have LED infinity dance floors, acrylic illuminated staging. I feel like everyone's trying to one up each other now. They see footage of a wedding and they go, I like that, but I'm gonna do this with this. Like,
I want 6 cold sparks instead of 4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to line them up here, and instead of doing it there, I want to have my entrance, and then or outside, out the venue, and I'm walking in like
we have crazy.
Whatever you guys want.
I want to do clouds walking down the aisle.
One guy came into Star Wars theme, and he wanted to smoke all over, like from the Dance in the Clouds. Like, I want you to use that machine, and when I come in, drop the Star Wars theme track, and I want to black out the lights. And I'm like, all right, we could. It's not Dancing on the Cloud, but we could use it for that too. Whatever you want, man.
Yeah. So as long as you can pull it off, man. But Brian said he had 1,000 questions, but talk about those offline, sir. We appreciate you, but not tonight.
Yeah,
no, of course,
man. We want to thank you for coming on, man, and just talking to us and sharing some stuff, because I hadn't, I hear people talk about seasons and different things, and I look at y'all temperature sometimes, like, I don't know how in the heck they go out and DJ in that mess, man, snow and all of that stuff. I'm like,
it's not pretty.
So do you, perhaps, last question, do you have like a deal where you might need some equipment at a hotel if you know you're going to be there more than once, or if you got some corporate gigs and do you try to have some staged equipment in different places maybe because of the coldness?
Some of the catering halls we've built great relationships for, and we're like in-house vendors at this point. So they do allow us sometimes, like, if we're in the same room the next day, or if they don't have an event, or they help us, they'll tell us, look, you can't leave it in this room, but you can put it right next door in that room. We don't have a party tomorrow at that time, and just get it out of there by 5 o'clock, and you can set it right back up in this room. So we do get leeway. With, like I said, once again, that's the beauty of building relationships. That's where it pays out. And guys be like, yes, I don't have to take this out in the loading dock and just leave it here, and then come back tomorrow and just set it right back up.
Okay. Miguel?
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I
and
just
what-
want him to, if you can, DJ Ray, let everybody
Yeah.
know where they can find you, your handles, your website, and so forth. Because
So the
have guys-
easiest one.
yeah, go ahead.
So the easiest one is ayorey.com, AYOREY.com, right on the homepage. You're gonna get all the links to everything, to my Instagram, to Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, my Mixcloud, which I'm actually revamping right now. But the majority of my stuff, I'm gonna be quite honest, I dedicate a lot of time to the Instagram.
Mhm.
And then the company is LB Productions. That's where you're really gonna see, like, I kind of cater my AO rate to more the personal stuff, like pictures, self promo, stuff like that. But LB Productions, the company page, is where you're gonna see the videos of like the weddings, the corporate events, the fully edited videos, and you're gonna get a bigger scope of the actual company rather than just only me, because
Okay. All
and
right.
only so many pictures you want to stare look at of me. You want to see more of the company itself.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are the two. It would be AORA and then LB Productions.
Yes, it's always good to hear about what other people are doing across the country. Bring somebody else into the living room and just talk about this business, man. And because if you love it, you can do it wherever you're at.
100%. At the
No
end of the day, is a
limitation.
common thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no limitations.
Yeah. And I'm gonna hit you up about some of that long distance travel too. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
And,
so-
and like I said, I'll be out in Texas soon. So who knows?
Yeah.
Down the
What
line,
part
we
of
end up
Texas?
working together
Because,
on something.
What part of Texas? Texas is huge.
Dallas.
yeah,
Okay.
he's coming here because Brian
Yeah.
is here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to definitely get together and all have lunch.
Yeah.
And Brian can ask his 1,001 questions.
There you go. We can sit and chop it up.
All right, Miguel, hit the theme music, man. We out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another great show, man. DJ Really Real, everybody that jumped on, Sylvester, Mario, Chris, you name it. Everybody that jumped on the show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless and good night. 2 DJs in the mic. We out of here, y'all.
Peace. Thank you, Ray.